Welcome to the Big Success Show. Today, when SMART goals get you stuck.
Big Success with the Professor and Mary-Lynn.
Wait a minute, Mary-Lynn, wait a minute. Come on. When SMART goals get you stuck, if they get you stuck, they can't be that smart, right?
I guess not. Well, our discussion today is about a different way of looking at goals that really is complementary to the way that we look at goals for entrepreneurs.
Well, hi, I'm George Kruger, a.k.a. the Professor.
And I'm Mary-Lynn. And we saw a great article in an online magazine for swimmers. The magazine is called Swim Swam.
I love that name. Isn't that an awesome name?
It is perfect. And
the only way it could have been better, Mary-Lynn, is if they had like maybe two M's or something, you know, or
like our two G's.
Like two G's, yes, exactly.
Swim, swam. So anyway, the author is a former national level swimmer who says there's a problem with traditional goal setting. One, the process of trying to accomplish the goal gets left out. And two, this pressure to achieve a goal can cause people to fail. The author suggests that setting curiosity goals instead allows for a fun approach that alleviates some of the pressure.
I'm very curious about this. This whole idea just really sparked my curiosity. But I'm curious. Are these curiosity goals, are they smart? I guess we'll find out.
Let's find out now. So, traditional SMART goals. Let's talk about that because that's trendy. Everybody talks about setting SMART goals.
Yes.
And especially here at the new year.
Yes, and it's very timeless, right? I mean, this has been around for ages, probably as longer than I've been on planet Earth. We've talked about SMART goals. In case you're not familiar, SMART is an acronym that stands for, actually, it stands for any number of things, it seems like, but it's kind of settled that it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-based. And all those are important.
It's very focused. But why are SMART goals the goals to set?
Well, because they actually set the standard, right? They give us something to achieve or to strive for. So, for example, one piece of the SMART goal thing, the measurable part, right? So I can say, I want to make more money next year. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, are you going to be happy if you make a penny more? Or $1 more, or $100 more, or 10,000 more. You see what I'm saying?
You got to get specific.
You got to get specific, and it's got to be something you can measure. So that's just a little bit of this, but I mean, you can see how important those things are.
Right.
But as this author points out, there are also some issues with it.
Yeah, true. So now let's look at the non-traditional goals. So this curiosity type goal that the article is talking about.
Well, and the author kind of takes an interesting approach here. He calls them the I wonder approach.
Okay.
Not wonder, I should say.
I wonder. So hence the curiosity.
Yeah. So he likes, for swimmers, how many practices? I wonder how many practices I can make this week, or I wonder how healthy I can make my dinners this week. Those might be examples that a swimmer might use.
So instead of saying, I need to eat healthier, I'm going to have nothing but healthy meals for the next week, say, I wonder how healthy I can make my dinners this week.
Yeah, and the author says that this approach removes intimidation, because sometimes we're intimidated to start because we've set the standard and that goal is lurking out there, and it just kind of intimidates us and freezes us or sticks us in a place that we feel like we just can't quite get out of.
So let's look at both of these goal-setting approaches for entrepreneurs. Since, that's who we serve. We serve people who think like an entrepreneur. We serve entrepreneurs. How can we apply these two different types of goals to entrepreneurs, and when should they use them? So what would a traditional goal be for an entrepreneur?
So a traditional goal is what we call results goals.
So SMART goals
goals are traditional goals are results goals.
Okay.
This is the result I'm trying to achieve. That's what we set. Okay. And so then I guess the second one is...
the non-traditional curiosity-based goals would be...
what we call activity goals.
Okay.
And so instead of setting a goal about... So like look at it this way. Instead of setting a goal about how much you want sales to increase next year, what you might do is set a goal for how many calls you may make every day.
Okay.
And so this is a different way of thinking of it. So, it's hard sometimes to predict what's going to happen into the future. Entrepreneurs know that you can't predict it. You have to create it. And so there are times when thinking about activity goals as opposed to results goals it's going to be more fruitful to your planning efforts, but also to what you actually achieve.
Okay, so when should an entrepreneur set SMART goals, or what we call results goals?
The more stable a business may be, or let's say your personal life may be, the more stable you are, the more you are experienced. And the interesting thing is, activity goals often yield themselves into results goals. In other words, I make 5 sales calls every day, and I see that I'm going to get from that $1,000 worth of sales. Okay? Now I can set my results goal. I want $1,000 of sales, and I'm going to back it all the way back. Okay, I need to do 5 sales calls, so I'm blending the two. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing with SMART.
So you need intel in order to be able to set a result goal or a SMART goal.
Precisely. When the future's pretty clear, when we are fairly established, when we are more stable, perhaps bigger, those are times when we're able to
we've proven that we can make money in the market, that there's a need for our product or service.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
That's when we can use results goals.
All right. And so now let's look at when an entrepreneur should set non-traditional curiosity type goals, or what we call activity goals.
Well, it's really for businesses that are startups. So startups would fit in here, just getting started, or businesses that are really trying to transform themselves into something new, or
maybe a person who's trying to figure out a new profession, a new
Precisely.
career.
Yes, exactly right. And so those goals lend themselves better to activity goals. The key thing about activity goals, they help us get started doing something. Some examples may be like, what could I do with $100? I want to start a business. What business could I start for $100? Okay, I don't have $100. I only have $50. All right, what can I do with $50? What business can I start with $50? It's that kind of thinking. What can I do to make 10 calls today? What's it going to take? I need to identify the list. I need to get their emails or phone numbers available. I need to do this. I need to do that, right? What can I do today to hire a good employee? These might be kind of those curiosity type goals, activity goals.
Right. So instead of saying, I need to hire a good employee and do it today, what can I do today to hire an employee? So that could be posting an ad in a particular place, or even writing out the ad. It's doing something to get you towards that ultimate goal.
Precisely. You're a very good student, Mary-Lynn.
Well, thank you, Professor. And what is the main benefit of setting these activity goals?
Well, I think the key thing is that associated with the results goals sometimes comes fear, maybe even intimidation. We're not sure we can get it, and it's maybe it's just easier not to try.
Or it'll just make you procrastinate because it just seems like such a big mountain to climb,
yes,
and you don't know where to start.
Yes.
But you've set this big goal for yourself. That's the thing about us, we're a community of big goal getters. We set big goals.
Yes.
And so we get very disappointed in ourselves if we're not achieving that goal or if we're failing. And that can create that intimidation,
yes,
that procrastination, beating yourself up, but then you're not progressing.
Right. And the key thing here is it's all about getting to that action, the activity, as quickly as possible, and understanding that, yes, there's risk, but what we're going to do is by taking action, we can start to manage that risk and bring that risk down to an acceptable level so that we can say, I don't have $100. I only have 50. Okay. What can we do with $50? I mean, it's just that simple. There's a lot of things.
Instead of sitting back and saying, well, I can't do anything until I have $100.
Precisely. And that perfectionist that I got to have all the pieces put together, the puzzle's got to be all made. That's not reality. Reality is moving forward in spite of not having necessarily clear foresight, right? But it's moving forward in the face of all of that and still being able to take action. And as we go, we learn. And as we learn, we grow.
And we don't get stuck.
Precisely. That's smart.
All right. So today we've talked about 2 different types of goals and the importance of each one.
Yeah. Setting results-based goals at the wrong time leads to procrastination, intimidation, and even failure. Setting activity-based goals moves you forward, increases confidence, and helps you reach big success.
Are your goals moving you closer to fulfilling your purpose? Take our free life purpose quiz to make sure. You'll find it at Big Success, that's big with 2 G's, success.com.
And we thank you so much for listening to this show today. We hope you find it a We
You
hope
made
you
a smart
find that it was a
decision.
smart decision. That's what I'm trying to say, Mary-Lynn. You beat me to my own punch.
Until next time,
Here's to your big success.
Find big success at biggsuccess.com.